And I myself have a speech right here which I will read out to you, which will explain our current situation, I guess. I never think that restoring its tsardom will only take just a few dedicated men. Again and again I have made it clear that the Russian Empire will be restored only when the Russian peoples find their inner strength and power once more. If we can raise the Russian peoples through our own work, our own defiance, our own stubbornness against foreign adversaries, then we will grow more powerful than we could ever imagine. To all foreign enemies and all foreign adversaries who dare grab at our land with their greedy hands, it will be all in vain, all for nothing, as you will feel the wrath of the Solidarists, ever so powerful and patriotic, ready to take back stolen towns and regions within a whim, for God, Tsar, and Empire. From what I've seen in Russian politics, other parties have no real spirit, no well-known people. Our Solidarist men have been through years, literal years of months of politics, wars, battles, governments, swords. I could go on. The Solidarists march on to restore the tsardom bit by bit, not by ideology but by practicality. Our trident banner will wave over Russia, inspiring the people to find their inner strengths, as I have remarked before. We will prevail in the political sphere as the Solidarists have grown and will continue to grow. Our march to enact the goals of efficient and easy taxation, to provide for our soldiers and to provide entertainment and events for our peoples will never stop until we are completely finished. We will never stop until all our enemies have been crushed. If God is with the Solidarists, then who is against us?
Okay.
For the proper debate.
Well, I guess if anyone else wants to speak up, then go ahead. You can stand on the podium and say your own opinions about the entire set, I guess.
I'm gonna do a why should you vote for my party. Now, we gotta wait for my screen sharing to work, cause
That's fine.
You could just read it out onto the podium.
I mean, just
no,
give you my
just
position.
go read out on the podium. We
no,
don't.
it's not the same. It's not the same. You see this? Do you see my vote for RSP? Hello?
Yeah, like we can see your screen.
Okay, great, yeah.
Yeah, we can see it, alright.
Why should you vote for the RSP, right? What do we plan to do? We plan to improve and repair our railways and also build new ones. We plan to expand our
railway. White.
I'm just gonna go and read it on the podium.
Yeah, as I said, go ahead and read on the podium. It's all yours.
Why vote for the RSP? We plan to improve and repair our railways and build new ones, expand our realm into China, Eastern Europe with diplomacy and a bit of PvP, and build a shop which will be stocked by Russians. How we plan to do iceways? For the iceways we would get a team of slaves to build new iceways and want to repair old ones. New iceways would be made mostly in Eastern Europe, and we will try to link the Commonwealth iceways to our furthering of our friendship. How we plan to get land? Invade, accusate, get our enemies banned, profit. How money? Number 1, get slaves to get resources. Number 2, deposit and shop. Number 3, profit. Thank you.
Well then, I have a question.
That was enlightening.
I have a question, I guess. How will you exactly deal with people who've taken our land? As in people who stolen land from us when we were at our weakest, when we were inactive and such.
Invade, accusate.
Alright, if anyone has any questions for the Solidarist movement, then you can go ahead and ask them, because I'll be here to answer.
Why should you vote for the Solidarists instead of the RSP?
Well, as I said before, we're rooted in not exactly ideology, but more practicality, because I've been a leader of around 4 political parties in the past, and a co-leader of many others too. I've been a leader of the original first Russian Loyalist Union, the second Loyalist Union, the Solidarists as of now, as well as a co-leader of the Russian Reformation Party, the United Vassal Party, and more. I've been playing the server at least for around 2 years now. I started in May 2019, and I have around, as I said, almost a year of political and general experience inside the Russian Empire, as well as my other party members include Dus, which was a former Tsar himself, and although he joined a bit later, he still has a lot of political experience as well as general knowledge of politics, and Mikolai, which himself also joined a bit later, but as I said, he also has political experience and generally is knowledgeable in these sort of things. We also have more detailed and more in-depth, descriptions of our goals. For example, in terms of foreign adversaries, lands inside Russia that were formerly Russian, like for example Siberian towns. There's plenty of Siberian towns in scattered about in Siberia. We're going to invade them because most of them are inactive. They don't join ever, and we need to strike at the opportunity. We need to seize the day and take them back, because if we sit around and do nothing while our citizens fuck around in PvP competitions in other servers, while only a few people get online every day, then we won't ever be a true empire. As I said before, the Russian people need to actually find their inner strength and start getting online more. They need to start participating in RP events like this one. They need to start participating in military events, as in invasion of other towns, etc. So in conclusion, why you should vote for Solidaris? We're more experienced. We have way older veterans of Russia who have been here for years, almost a year now or so. And we're well versed in politics as well as other topics around that general area.
Reller, you have a speech or something, maybe?
Oh, right, Raller's here, fucking
Yeah,
finally.
he joined. Hello?
Yeah. Oh, funny Danish man.
I
Great
messaged
speech.
him and he's...
Great.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello?
Great speech. I don't have anything prepared because I'm not running for office. Because I'm,
I guess you can just talk about the current state of Russia.
Yeah, do that.
As in what you think the Russian nation will go on to become. And you can go on the stage.
Right. I was at the small stage, like on a chair. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Alright, beautiful. So I'm just about to start, and then Pasha already writes, "Alright, I'm off." To screw you. Anyway.
Either way, you can continue.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, I think overall the state of Russia is good. Moving forward, I've been pretty surprised that we have had this many people come on this early in the process. I thought it would take like a week or two more for us to have like 10, 15 people. So I think it's pretty impressive how far we've come already. With that being said, there are some big issues we're facing. well, I mean, not as much as issues, but at least like the goals we have, we need to start deciding on them. Because like in the past, Russia has been very decentralized, and we have allowed for a lot of people to have different nations and vassals and stuff like that. And this time around, that's something I really want to avoid, because it ends up being like, if you divide too much, it just becomes the nation becomes a shell of its former self, and like the regions and vassals will grow more independent, and they will end up just leaving because they don't see a purpose in staying anyway. So we need to be very central this time around. So we kind of need to decide what to do about Maro, Turkey. The Poles have a bunch of towns in Russia that ultimately, I mean, that's an area where I would look and say, can we get them somehow, some way? And what about all the towns in Siberia? So, expansionist-wise, I want us to grow, hopefully peacefully, but those are some areas where I think it's an issue. If we want to like grow a bit, that would be some possibilities. So that's going. I mean, that's something we'll take a look at over the summer when we have more time. State-wise, I think it's going good with events. I mean, well done, Liz, for hosting this and your nice speech and your little lips and lisp and all that.
No problem, no problem. No.
Congrats on that. And we got the arena, which should be coming whenever Mark decides to get to work, and the stadium is moving forward. St. Rausberg has been growing a lot. So overall, it's going really good. I mean, one issue we have right now is most of the people here are like veterans, but we need more new people. Because veterans, they're the backbone, but the future, if we want to keep it alive, we need to recruit more new people. And that is something that I have been working on, but it's pretty hard. So we need to work together on getting more new people. So those are my thoughts on expansion and events and recruitment. So overall, it's going good, but there are some issues facing us. And welcome back, everyone. Nice you all decided to come back. Thank you for that.
No problem. And I have a question for you, Rowler. What exactly do you think of the current political state of Russia, as in all the parties and all the ideologies? What do you think will happen in the future with all these parties around?
I mean, it's been rather difficult to get like a view over what's been happening since, I've been pretty hard working with exams, but from what I've seen so far, there are a major party which is run by you, Liz, and Mikolaj.
Nikolai, Dus, and Nikolai Solidaris.
Yeah, I saw that. Overall, I think that it looks like you have some good ideas. I don't think the future of Russian politics is ideological as much as it's just pragmatic. It looks like people just see, alright, we need to recruit more people, so that's what we're gonna do, and we won't worry about if we're like it's not about ideology, it's more about practicality and getting stuff to work. And I think that's a very good idea, because roleplay is important, but we need people to fix issues more than we need people saying they are monarchist or communist or something else, we need to fix issues and not worry about these things that don't really matter that much.
I can see, I agree with you. I'll add on to that. I've been seeing more practical and pragmatic than ideological parties pop up, and I love that, because in the past, I've been seeing, of Russian politics, all I could see is just monarchist, communist, fascist, Nazis, no real good goals, I guess, just kind of vague in a way.
Exactly.
And now I've been seeing a revival, like a new rush of pragmatism, practicality. More people understand what we need to actually do to fix Russia. I love that. So, I guess if anyone else doesn't have any questions or any other text they want
I have
to
a
read,
question.
Alright,
Well, which party do you support?
I think it would be kind of not a very good idea if I started supporting people, because at the end of the day, I would rather just stay a little bit out of it. Obviously, the party named Rowler's Party, I think it has a good name. I don't know about its politics, but it has a good name, I'd say that.
Thank you.
now Bison is up for speaking, so he can
Yeah.
get on the podium.
Thank you. And all hail me, obviously. Right.
Anyone have some questions for me? My party?
I'll sit next to Nikolai. He's always sexy in his little suit. Look at him. Right. Thank you.
Sure, go ahead, because most people are in-game anyway.
Write it in
I'll-
nation chat. Write it now.
I'll actually read out the text for you guys, so that if you're
Don't
not
do it
in-game,
in nation chat. Daughters is Polish.
I'll read it out. I'll read it out for you guys. So first, I would like to say that I will run for Duma and Prime Minister. I'm here since April, pretty much. I think I got a lot of experience since I was part of January Russia Revival, so I know what we did back then. And no problem about your typing speed. We can wait as much as you want. I would like to focus events a lot. Since that blog doesn't offer since that blog doesn't offer normally playable content, we have to. Like events, for example. I already sent an example to the news. But I was mostly thinking of, like, Olympic Games, an event of many games that will be done each month or so. We'll have several games. You set up a team, and the team that wins most games get rewards. I'm assuming those rewards will be in terms of either money or minerals like diamonds or other precious. This will for sure keep activity at least once a day per month. So people will not completely quit, but they will come back for this, and they won't forget. I hope. Well, that concludes Bison's speech. If anyone has any questions or any potential inquiries about him, you can go ahead and ask him.
If you became Prime Minister, how would you handle war?
Good question. Since war is a great aspect of keeping players playing and online, we saw that in summer last year. My opinion is that we should do some war at all times, not more than 2 weeks without an army event. I also don't want to become a war nation.
Nice.
Because in a war nation you can't make events.
Nope.
And events is what keeps normal people that we recruit playing and being online. Me and Rattler already thought about recruiting on the Minecraft Discord.
Alright.
When you type looking for townie into search, it will give you several thousands results.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to target these people.
Yes.
If we get 1% of them,
1% of 1,000, that's what? 100? Or is it 10? I
we
can't
already
guess.
have
It's 10.
the best army on Gladio.
That's 10. But there are more than 1,000 players.
Yeah, I mean it is a Minecraft Discord. Well, continuing on with Bison's speech. That's more than 1,000. You need to keep in mind that the Discord has 800,000 members. And Rattler can can tell you how hard it was to get in.
Yeah, it only took me 2 weeks.
Pretty easy, huh?
Is anyone else running for Prime Minister so far?
Well, seeing as there aren't any other questions for Bison, Banter is up to speak, so...
Oh my
isn't
fuck.
in game.
He's not running, don't worry, I'm not running, Rallor.
I know,
I'm not
but
running.
he has ideas on how to fix a nation, and he can participate in this too. This isn't
I'm-
just for...
I'm not running, Rallor, do not worry. I'm not...
By
No,
the way, Banter can continue.
it's just that, they changed the war system, so chapters are completely useless now, because the war system is just so short. What we need are something like Rallor actually did with the original Siege of Rallorsburg, a timetable strategy with certain times assigned to certain groups of people, and more other people could join. This is when you are supposed to be on, for example.
Did I do that? Damn.
Yeah, you did that for Rallorsburg. That's how you got the first mass cap.
Forgot about
Yeah,
that.
but this time we experience people in the loop, not just chapters, because the chapter system doesn't really work to our benefit now. You can still cap when the enemy's offline, and we can do that with just the citizens that are online, but capping as a whole, not as useful. So we're gonna be removing the capper role. We'll need, thankfully, this new war system. Since you need to grind way less with this new war system, since you don't have to gear inexperienced people all the time. So that will help a bunch. So we'll basically be removing the capper role, and now right now anyone could react for the soldier role, for example. Now, in the new system I plan to show, it's gonna be you can react for practice, and you can react if you want to apply to be a soldier, and then you have to attend practice and be verified as a competent PvPer to actually get to actually become a soldier in game and get the soldier role, get pinned. And same thing for supplier. Anyone can be a grinder and help get supplies, but to be a supplier, you will have to be verified, and you would have to have a supply place at your town or have access to a supply place. So we'll do a distinction between grinder and supplier as well. And yeah, we're gonna try to do like a timetable type thing with different people if we have that many people, and we'll just we have to think of totally new strategies as well of how to attack the point, since you can't just attack it any time. Like maybe sometimes it is worth it to let them cap to use the reverse cap modifier, where
Adding on
actually
to
gives more
Banter,
points.
sorry Banter for interrupting, but adding on to you, we need to consider that our people are not, our citizens aren't all from one time zone. There are some Americans, Australians, Europeans like me, etc. So we need to consider the fact that time zones exist, and we need to set up schedules, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
people with different time zones with different things will be set to different groups. It's not, and we won't do like groups of 4 super specialized people, because sometimes some people can't make it. We'll just generalize, like you will be pinned for these groups. Like let's say group.
Yeah, I can see.
Like I can play it around, you know, let's say 4 p.m. GMT to 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. GMT. Let's say I'll be in group A and B. Let's say group A is from 4 to 5:30. Group B is from 5:30 to 7. Let's say. So I'd be pinned for both of those time zones as soon as they start. We should, in fact, set up an automatic messaging system for those times. We say that we're in a siege, and then it just pastes siege info. We did something like that with the GDL, but it's where it just pasted the siege info that we inputted in, and pinned a different role for the different times. So yeah, that's basically what I want to say.
I mean, Banta, for a period we were pretty successful in making a. Do you remember we created an army base? So there was sort of like a roleplay element to it for new people, and that was a good way to like introduce some people to specialized training.
Yeah, that is true. It helped introduce people, but then the best way of training was always practice, because you can do a bunch of times and everything.
Alright, Liz, are there any more speakers? Because then I have an idea for something.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah,
I just
hello,
joined.
Larry. Yeah, there should be I'd say at least 2 practice sessions a week. And with Peters being unbanned soon, if he gets more active, then I can do it with him like we used to back in the
I can do practice sessions for you guys.
Oh yeah, Larry as well.
Yeah, we signed a defensive agreement pack with Larry and Iroquois, because I thought, always nice to have Larry on your side and not, you know, against you. That's just annoying.
It's but it's fun fighting Iroquois usually.
It's not if you have to spend like hours.
It's fun maybe the first time, maybe the second time, but not the 100th time.
Alright,
You know?
are we done? Because then I want to show people if they go. Can I show them something?
Concluding Banter's speech, if Banter has... So Banter has concluded his speech. If anyone else has any ideas or speeches, he can come up onto the podium and start speaking. If not, then the debate is concluded. And yes, as I was saying, I forgot to mention that I myself am running for Prime Minister as the leader of the Solidarity Party inside Russia.
I'm also running for Prime Minister.
Who's me? Who's me?
Blaze.
Oh, 3 good candidates.
You know what? I'll throw my hat in. I'm going for dictator once more.
When do we like get Marrow to merge with us? Like, this is crazy.
About Marrow, I want to mention something about Marrow. I think we shouldn't invade them because they've been allies for so long, and it'd be treacherous. It'd be
Marrow's a vassal.
Marrow's a vassal.
Why not?
It's not. Yeah, it is.
Peacefully integrate them.
Yeah, but
that won't happen.
You see, that's a point. It's integrating them would be better in many scenarios, but also, for example, when Russia got blitz, Marrow was able to stay out of it. Or like Russia was inactive.
If you forced in a lot of active people into a nation they don't like, they will just become inactive. Like and then there's no point.
Well, Marrow doesn't hate Russia, does it?
Yeah, Marrow doesn't hate Russia.
Nice. We shouldn't invade them.
Yeah,
but I do want them to change nation color. Because it looks
I-
nice
About
on
to
that.
look east
Yeah,
for
we
invasion.
can for sure get them. We can for sure get them to change nation color, but the
As well
plan
as
is
the
to
fact that-
eventually get them to integrate. So we should. You see, one issue is a lot of people in Maro aren't in the Russian Discord. We should incentivize more Maro people to also join the Russian Discord and send more Russian citizens or more Russian leaders into the Maro Discord to help integrate us more closely. No?
And adding on to Banter's point, as Rallo said, he wants to centralize the nation because in the past we've had
Yes,
so many
I-
vassals and so many client states that it's all fucked up. And
Yeah.
I've seen it myself. Vassal states just leave. They don't pay taxes. They don't want to be part of the sphere. They just leave. So
No,
we need
you
a
see-
strong and actually centralized government.
Again, I'll say this. Our issue last time, vassal states weren't bad for us. I know Larry has an opinion on this, but vassal states weren't bad to Russia. If we got new nations who were gonna get founded by themselves to be vassals as well, because they were basically like allies but closer. The issue was
Yeah.
when we incentivized our own regions and land to become vassals. Like we released Nihon. We own Japan, so we own Japan, and we released Nihon as a vassal, for example, or we released Ukraine as a vassal. Yeah, so things like that were the issue. Like the United Baltic Duchy, that was
yeah, that was
released
part of
as a nation. Yeah, that I mentioned it because you were part of it. That was already Russian land. It was just released as a vassal.
Anyway,
Yeah, The end
Here's the thing,
the end
vassal.
goal of vassals. The end goal of vassals is to get allies, basically new nations. We help protect them, and they become our close allies. And if the leader decides, oh, I don't want to lead the nation anymore, their first choice to merge with would be us. See,
Yeah,
that's
what
the point.
happens sometimes is that either they would grow so independent that the minute that Russia were in trouble, they would just be like, nah, fuck this, and then
Yeah.
they were out.
That is the main issue. When they weren't loyal.
Anyway, are we done? Because I want to show people something in Moscow.
Yes, I'd say we're done. So whoever wants to speak up, go ahead.
Alright, go right T-spawn Moscow, everyone.
I think the
All right. Well, go to Moscow, I guess.
vassals thing,
I need to show them something.
it only really became a problem internationally when people started noticing that Russia gained too strong and they had too much power within their borders, and they started expanding at such a rate that it became dangerous towards other people, and that's why Iroquois got involved.
Yeah, because here's the thing about vassal. They will turn tail and bolt the second
Yeah.
war in a war.
Yeah.
Like what happened was multiple Iroquois war. We had a ton of vassals. The
Alright,
second they
Pasha,
got
close
into-
the door and
second
kill
Russia
them.
got into war, they BTFO'd. They left. They only joined back because Russia eventually won those wars. But in the time that Russia was failing and falling, then they left and turned tail.
Yeah, that's why maybe the idea is to have someone like 100% loyal Russian
Yeah.
be a co-king of the nation, something like that. Like
Anyway.
we export someone to them, something like
Listen, the reason I invited you guys to Moscow is that I want to show you how the election process will be. So you spawn outside of the door like I showed you. You're supposed to be, then you walk in here, then there will be a hopper, like several hopper, one for each party.
Mhm.
You come in, you throw your piece of paper into it, and the idea would be that someone would be writing, like you would get a number, and then you post it, you put it in, and then we count it. Simples. And then
But
we use all the Discord.
No, rather, here's the thing. People can cheat easily.
Oh, look at here
Yeah,
comes the criticism.
It is a worse. An in-game system is simply worse. It's harder to tally. It's a party-based system isn't as effective, etc. It's like
Yeah, it's like, why not use the original Google Forms candidacy when we ranked all the candidates, and you could rank them. That worked a lot better. We didn't need to get online to tally the votes. We could just look at the Google Forms. That worked brilliantly.
and also there would be much less fraud in that
Yeah,
sense
like,
as well.
with pieces of paper, people can just get, let's say 100, 200, 300. I'm just exaggerating a bit, but let's say they get a dozen of papers, and they all name them with their party, and then they put them in a hopper. That's fraud. That's complete fraud. And it's way less likely to be... It is cheating, it is fraud. And it's way less likely for people to be actually cheating in case we use the Google Form system, rather.
I will have to sleep on it and then decide.
But here's the thing, the dirt cobblestone, for example.
So in the past we have had maybe 40 active people on Discord. We have had so many active people on Discord, and then in game during peak we have had 3 people. So the idea is that from now on we need to be starting to make the entire nation more active all the time instead of only being a Discord nation, which
you see,
is pointless. But then at least we would give it more like meaning, and you combine... Jesus Christ, we're rich now. We would be Oh, that was... Hey! Hey!
Huh. Well done. Well done.
What's going on?
What do you mean wrong bank, bro? Give it to Russia.
Either way,
you talking... Pasha... You talking about Pasha's bank or what?
Yeah.
Anyways, you see, the issue...
There's so many Pashas, bro.
The Pasha's Twitter talking about. The issue with, what they call it... yeah, the issue, like, it won't actually improve activity at all, the in-game system, in my opinion. It's, like, and also, it's like, if you want everything in-game, then most roleplay is done in Discord, not in-game. Why are we talking here instead of chatting in-game? You see, if you prioritize making things in-game, you'll just kill the culture, which will then make people less active because they're having less fun overall. So it's not really a point to be had. It's like more like, for example, the concert you have rather. It's a music bot in Discord at the end of the day. But you know it's. And if you just take the Minecraft part, just you sitting somewhere in Minecraft doing nothing. But see, you put the two together to make something. You have to use both Discord and in-game. I agree with taking emphasis off Discord, but not for matters like this. Like maybe more laws. So, like a lot of the laws nowadays in Duma, past in Duma, are all Discord related instead of in-game related. Maybe we have more emphasis in-game there, but you know.
Hold on, I'm removing people's coking rank.
Hey, not mine, not mine.
Not mine.
Someone tell Banter to
I'm removing people where I don't know if they... Yeah, just in case.
Well, I guess if anyone else has to speak anything, or it's completely over...
I love this song, by the way.
Then, I guess the debate is...
Africa?
I guess the debate is concluded. Thank you to everyone who came over here.
Played it for you,
I did
Roland.
not expect this to last this long. I expected it to be 10 minutes maximum, but it stretched out.
That's how wins work, bro. Anyway,
I love that. I love the activities that this event has brought over. We have, what, 11 people on right now, if I'm not mistaken. So,
by the way, I need
thank you to everyone who came over here.
Yep.
And
thank you.
Have a good day.
You too, bro. Blaze, if you want to help me tear down stuff, you can go to Inspawn.